What's up guys, NepentheZ here and welcome back to another episode of The Road to Glory. Today you're going to see me complete the Jonas squad building challenge. And interestingly, I completed this just a few days before the Lacazette and the Perbet squad building challenge came. So what I show you in these videos, guys, is the squads that I built, how much it cost me per player, and then what I got in the packs and anything else in between. So you're going to be seeing this. This is like footage from potentially 2 or 3 weeks ago because I don't complete the squads all at once. I complete them intermittently because I personally feel like for a Road to Glory, it's better to complete one squad when you can afford to, open the pack and see what you get out of it, to then potentially be able to complete other squads. However, like on my main account, for example, I have so many coins and players that I just, expend way too much to get the cards right there and then. And with the new 2 squad building challenges, with Perbet and with Lacazette, it will be very much the same. It will be a scenario where we take our time completing them. I do want to get the Lacazette one ASAP though, because it looks like a phenomenal card that I would love to build a team around and use in Foot Champions. It looks just so amazing. And could you imagine Lacazette, Matuidi behind him, maybe like a Lucas on the right hand side, and then building into just whatever team we want at that point. I think it'll be great, a lot of fun to play in. So what you're going to see is my squad building challenge. I fast forward some of them to keep the video relatively shorter. However, if you want to see the exact players and what I bought them for at the time, just pause the video on the specific point that you want to see the players for, and you'll be able to find out what I've done. And you'll notice that so many of my players are first owner because of the bronze pack method, which is great. So I've got some comments from the last video where I did the live gameplay. Got a lot less views than normal, which I actually expected because some people just don't care to watch live gameplay. So for those of you that did show up on that video, I appreciate the support. First one is from Ronaldo or Ribéry. Well, the answer to that question on FIFA is Ronaldo, and in real life is Ronaldo. What's up, Nep? Do you think the morale is still in FIFA, but EA hides it? It feels like because when you continue to lose, players feel worse, and when you win, they continue to feel better. It's something that I've been thinking about, so let me know what you think. So for those of you that don't know, because I saw some replies to his comments saying I don't know what morale is, about 3 or 4 years ago, I can't remember exactly which game, there used to be fitness, there used to be formations. So if you switch to 4-3-3, you would actually have to apply formation cards to your players to get them the chemistry, and they used to be called something called morale. And basically, if you would lose games, your players would drop morale and it would cause them to play worse. It was essentially another chemistry system within. So if they had high morale, like 100 morale or 10 morale, I can't remember what it was, I think it was out of like 99. If they had 99 morale, they would play perfect to their stats, then chemistry would come into effect. And the least morale they had, the worse they would play. And the morale would change in game. You could go into a game with 99 morale on all your players. If you lost that game 3-0, you might come out and see 1 or 2 of your players had like 60 morale or something. And it was really important, and it was something that a lot of people just had no idea about as to how effective it was. And it would allow people that were good but not great to go on insane win streaks if they knew about it. And EA removed it from the game. With what Ronaldo Ribéry is saying, could it possibly still be in FIFA? It genuinely could possibly still be in FIFA. But what it could be is that it could be a situation where if you're losing a few games, the hidden morale goes down and it's hard. And that's why people may well go on win streaks and loss streaks. So I would say to you guys, if you're on a losing streak, 2 games, 3 games, and you're just sitting there thinking, my players feel terrible, just do me a favour and just change 2 or 3 players in the team for, counterparts. Like for me, I have Barry, Firmino and Barkley as my centre midfielders. If I go on a loss streak of 2 or 3 games, what I'm going to do is change out those 3 midfielders and just see what happens. Because it may well be that morale is in the game and hidden. I'm not going to say that for a fact, and even if you changing players after a loss streak helps you win, it may still be placebo. It doesn't confirm that there is morale in the game, but it's a possibility and a very interesting subject to talk about indeed. Soccer for Life 9 says, talking about a goal that my opponent scored in the last game, he says at 15:30 the opponent scored. The reason was because you didn't control the defender. I know some situations you don't need to control your defence, but in situations like that you need to control them. Hope you read this, Nepo, because I want you to get better. Also appreciate the effort you put into your vid. You're the first YouTuber I watch when I get home. Well, I really appreciate the fact that I'm your port of call when you first get home, dude. And I would entirely agree with you. I'm open to suggestions of how to get better. I know I'm not the best player. The fact that I get Gold 1 and Elite is amazing. But I do want to hit that 32, 33 win mark. Getting the Elite 2, Elite 1s would be great. And the only way to do that is to analyse and get better. I watched the goal and there were several things I could have done differently to stop the play and not concede. And what I find I do right now is I actually watch my gameplay a lot to see what I could do. A few weeks ago, I suggested to people, stop defending, let the AI defend for you, pull a midfielder or an attacker back and cut the passing lanes. And that is only effective to a point. There are times, like Soccer for Life 9 says, where it would actually be more beneficial to switch to a defender, make the tackle or cut the passing lane, or just hold the defender off, hold your line, play offside, and would result in a different outcome. So yeah, I entirely agree with you. There were definitely opportunities where I could have defended better and attacked better, and I'm open to anyone who has like a genuine suggestion, not just, oh, get better you scrub, or oh, you're bad at FIFA, just get better. Like, if you've got like genuine observations that you think will help me get better as a player, feel free to leave them in the comment section. I will happily read them. I will watch back, analyze my gameplay, and I'll tell you if I think, yeah, I could have improved there, or I'll let you know if actually I think that was maybe the right thing to do and I just did it wrong, or if it maybe was the right thing to do but due to like extreme circumstances something wrong happened. For example, there was a clip on Reddit today of a guy who, his opponent had the ball in like the defensive third, he just punted it up the field. As the ball bounced, the keeper went to kick it, missed it, and it rolled in and scored a goal. Those sort of things, you just can't, sometimes there are things that you just can't control. No matter what you do or how you do it, like, you're going to concede or you're going to score if you're the opponent there. But thank you for the advice, very much appreciated. Harry says, hey Nep, I know this is not the most relevant thing to Road to Glory, but I remember you saying last year you would do a bronze pack to glory. I'd really like to see that, as bronze packs are insanely profitable this year. Like, if you want to see this, and have a good day, everyone who sees it. And it's got like a serious number of likes for a comment. Every year, I have like a plan of what I want to do the next year, and then the game comes out and things just go off on a tangent. And this year, I had planned to do something like that. I had a lot of ideas in my mind as to what I wanted to do, and then EA dropped FUT Champions, they dropped Squad Builder Challenges, they dropped tournaments, they literally like got rid of them, and it just changed the things that I wanted to do going forwards. I don't want to get stuck on old concepts for old games and have people just want to watch them for nostalgic reasons, because it won't be entertaining and it will get boring for me, which means it will get boring for you. So I want to stay on relevant, opportunistic things within the game. And unfortunately, although a bronze pack method or a bronze pack to glory would be a lot of fun, it's not something that I want to invest the time in. I'd rather invest the time into the Road to Glory or my Draft to Glory. But I appreciate the comment. Joaquinho F3 Style says, Hunter Chem styles are going extinct on PS4. And this is something I want to talk about as well. Don't really waste your money on Hunters or Shadows or Catalyst, especially Catalyst. Catalyst is just a waste. There was a thread on Reddit about the power of chem styles, and something that I've been looking at myself since I was speaking to Rob Hodgson about chem styles way back at the start of FIFA 17 when EA released that chemistry information. And there are certain instances, and you would have seen me specifically, let me get Foothead up here, I changed my chem style on Raheem Sterling because what I had on him just wasn't the right thing, and I'll explain why. I had on Raheem Sterling Sniper, and that boosted Sterling's dribbling and Sterling's shooting. It boosted his dribbling up to 96, it boosted his shooting up to 88, but what that boosted Sterling up to was 99 positioning, 97 finishing, 76 shot power, 78 long shots, 76 volleys, and 85 penalties. And I see this on Foothead, there's a chemistry thing there where you can see it. So, mentally looking at the card, I see 95 pace, 96 dribbling, 88 shooting, and think, wow, that's amazing. But when you actually look at it, shot power at 76, long shots at 78, volleys at 76. That's not very good. And there are so many occasions where I didn't score goals with Sterling, where I'm like, how is he missing these? They're simple shots. I looked deeper into the chem styles and I put finisher on him, which I think is what I have on him now. No, I have on him, maybe I have Deadeye on him now. But finisher puts him 91 positioning, 87 finishing, 91 shot power, 93 long shots, 76 volleys, and 80 penalties. So compared to Sniper, he has 10 less finishing overall, but he still has 87, which is very high. But he has shot power goes from 76 to 91, and long shots go from 78 to 93. So when you do the driven long shots that I do from the edge of the box into the goal, it works out that it's actually a better chem style to have. And you can even apply the Deadeye, which takes his positioning to 99, finishing to 97, shot power to 86, and long shots to 83. And I would actually argue that that is probably a better chem style than having finisher or sniper. So when you look at Hunter, let's say you've got your run-of-the-mill striker. Let's take Danny Welbeck for an example, because I think Danny Welbeck is a great example. Danny Welbeck has 86 pace, 75 shooting, and people will immediately say, imagine putting a Hunter on him. How amazing would that be? And on face value, it takes him to 97 pace and 85 shooting, which is great. He goes 96 positioning, and if you guys are like numbers, if the numbers are just too much, just go into Foothead and have a look so you can kind of track what I'm saying as I'm saying it. 96 positioning, 87 finishing, 87 shot power, 75 long shots, 86 volleys, 85 penalties. Fantastic with 97 pace. That is genuinely great. However, that's Hunter. If you put Hawk on him, he goes from 97 pace to 93 pace, but still has 97 acceleration. His finishing goes from this. Positioning goes from 96 down to 91. His finishing goes from 87 down to 82. His shot power remains at 87. His long shots go from 80 to 75. His volleys remain at 86. And his penalties go from 85 down to 75. So the actual key stats for him with Hawk aren't really that changed too much. His shooting stats are still really good. And he gets the benefit of going from 80 jumping to 90 jumping, from 78 strength to 83 strength, and from 77 aggression to 87 aggression. So his finishing, his physical stats are boosted hugely as well, and that's with Hawk. If you then again put something like Deadeye on him, Deadeye not really the good one for him. Finisher is where it's at. So Hunter compared to Finisher. Now Finisher boosts his physical and his shooting, and again he goes huge. 15 bonus jumping, 10 bonus strength, 10 bonus aggression. For a striker that could be hugely anyway. But when you compare Finisher to his shooting stats with Hunter and shooting stats with Finisher, he gets 96 positioning, which actually drops down to 81, which may be important. His finishing in general is 87 to 82, so not too bad. His shot power is actually 92 on Finisher and 87 on Hunter. His long shots are 85 on Finisher and 75 on Hunter. His volleys are 86 on both, and his penalties are 85 or 80 on Finisher. So as a striker, his shooting stats are actually better with Finisher than they are with Hunter, even though Hunter gives that pace boost. With Finisher, you just don't get that pace boost. So I would say to you guys, go and have a real good look and a real good play around with the chem styles that you can have on your players, because people are paying 5k for Hunters, they're paying 3 to 3.5k for Shadows, and they're paying 2k for Catalyst, when actually the boosts that you get from Hawk, from Finisher, from Maestro, from Anchor is almost as good and at times better because of the individual in-game stats that it boosts. You know, when you look at just a flat striker, right now, for example, I have Rashford in my team and I've got a Hunter Chem Star on him, which takes his pace from 90 to, I believe, 99 and his shooting to 83, but his shot power is at 84, his finishing is at 86, and his long shots at 69. If I put on him Finisher, yes, I will lose. Actually, maybe Sniper would be better. No, Finisher would be better for him. Yeah, I would lose that 99 pace and it would be down at 90 pace instead. But I would have far better shooting stats with Rashford, probably making him a better player. And if you look at defenders specifically, I know Varane is a defender that a lot of people use. He's 84 rated, he's OP. A lot of people just put Shadow on him and it boosts him up to 89 pace and 98 defending. Which is great because he gets 95 interceptions, 93 heading, 99 marking, 99 stand tackle, 99 slide tackle. But if you put Anchor on him, he still goes up to 94 defending, he still goes up to 84 pace, and his physical goes from 78 to 85. So you get 10 jumping, 10 strength, and 10 aggression, which could be humongous for a defender. So I'll say again, when you're putting chem styles on your players, don't immediately look to Hunters, Shadows, and Catalysts. Have a look at Hawks, have a look at Anchors, have a look at Maestro. For me, Maestro for centre midfielders is just head and shoulders better than any other thing that you could have. You know, it boosts dribbling, shooting, and passing. And for example, Ross Barkley, who has 82 dribbling, 73 shooting, and 76 passing, gets boosted up to 88 dribbling, 80 shooting, and 82 passing. With 75 physical and 78 pace, that is an amazing card. It just is. It's just an absolutely sensational card. which is maybe why I like him so much, because I have Maestro on him. So yeah, definitely go and have a look at your chem styles, and hopefully then you guys will realise that hunters, yeah, you get 10 pace and 10 shooting, but they're not the correct shooting stats. They boost penalties and volleys so heavily. I think 30 of the bonus points go into penalties and volleys, that you're not actually making your player better at shooting, which is crazy. Sebastian says, you said that the goals were really nice, but I think Navas could have been outdone by a better keeper. The reason why many people don't like him is because he's only 6'1". In order to be a good keeper this year, keepers need to be a bit taller, like a minimum of 6'3", which is why keepers like Begovic are so overpowered. And I wouldn't disagree with you. I don't know what my love affair with Navas is. I used him a lot last year. I guess because I got him in an untradeable pack, I've used him a lot this year. But it would be better of me to spend 8, 10, 15,000 coins, because we have so many right now. I know what you're seeing in the top left now, we don't have many, but this is, as I say, this is weeks ago. I've got like 500,000-600,000 coins right now. Why not splash out on a very valuable, very relevant keeper? So yeah, I should upgrade there and be better there. Josh Ranger said, I've played about 150 games and have never had an auto pass. I've had passes that don't go to the right players, but never an auto pass. I'm calling bullshit on the auto pass excuse. So because you've never had it happen to you, it must not be true, right? So have you ever had a racial slur thrown at you? If the answer is no, does that mean racism doesn't exist? Of course it doesn't. The auto pass is real. The fact that you've played 150 games and have never experienced it once, I call bullshit on that. Maybe you just didn't realise that it happened, or maybe you were trying to make the pass that the game automatically made anyway. But auto passing is very, very real. It happens in very extreme circumstances. It doesn't happen often. For me, it happens once a game, sometimes once every 2 games, and then sometimes none in 10 games. And then sometimes 3 or 4 times a game. It's very random, it's very intermittent, there's no reason behind it. But I promise you it's real. Just because it hasn't happened to you, it doesn't mean it's not real. It exists. I promise you it exists. As I said, if I could get a program where I could plug my controller into it and it could record my movements and you could watch it correlated with the gameplay, you would see how bad this game is in reading directions, understanding what you want to do, and then with not just auto passes, auto clearances and auto shots. It does the lot. It doesn't just do auto passes. And in fact, there are even times where it will automatically leave the ball. Sometimes the ball will be slowly rolling out of play, and it will be beneficial for you to go and get that. Like, let's say it's rolling to the goal line. You've got 2 players. He's got 1 defender that's fallen over because he's made a silly tackle, but he's got the ball, and you can run and get the ball and cut it to your open man for a tap-in. What the game will do, the game will force you to run away from the ball to get the corner, because the game thinks that, okay, last year there was a big problem with people like trying to recover the ball on the line and ended up touching it out of play, and people are like, oh my god, why wouldn't you just leave it? Like, leave it and it goes out for a corner. Well, EA have implemented that into the game now to a fault. They've implemented it in a way where now it's like, if I can get it, let me get it. If I can't physically get it, don't let me get it. But there have been times where I could definitely get the ball and keep it in play and have a good advantage, where EA have forced my player to run away from the ball and give me the throw-in or the corner, or the goal kick, which I just wouldn't want. And then lastly, Dan Roloff says, hi Nep, I have a question for you. Do you think you should score own goals in Foot Champions when you know you've lost the game to get your skill rating down and come up against easier opponents? I genuinely don't know how it works. I don't know how the rating system specifically works. I don't think EA will ever release the definitive information for that reason. As soon as EA release that sort of information and people could start manipulating their skill rating to come up against better or worse opponents, Foot Champions becomes just terrible to play. I don't know if scoring own goals is going to drop your skill rating. I don't know if there is a cap for skill rating. So it might be a case of that you come up against person A, and if you win, you can gain a maximum of 10 skill points, and if you lose, you can lose a maximum of 10 skill points. And if you lost 2-0, and you might have lost 10 skill points, and if you lose 20-0, you might still lose only that maximum cap of 10 skill points. And because I don't know how it works, I wouldn't advise either way to do that. I mean, sure, try it. If you're about to lose a game, try scoring a whole bunch of own goals. Try killing your skill rating. But that's not going to actually help you in the long run, because all you're going to do is you're going to come up against a few weaker opponents, which means you're going to be unfairly playing against them and ruining their chance of getting to where they deservedly should be. But then you're going to beat those weaker opponents by more goals than you should do, boosting your skill rating higher, propelling you up to maybe a level that you're not good enough to play at. I would say just play your best in every game, take the wins, take the losses, and deal with the stress. For me personally, FUT Champions is hella stressful. Sometimes I do good, sometimes I do bad. I go on insane win streaks, I go on crazy loss streaks. I let the emotions of FUT Champions get the better of me, whereas if I played every game as if it was just my first game in Division 10, I would probably win more games. And I let it get the better of me, which I don't particularly like doing. But I would say the best way to improve as a player wouldn't be to be de-ranking yourself to play against easy players. It would be to fight. Like, play every game as if it was the 40th game and you're going 40-40. Fight for your wins, fight for your draws, fight for your penalty shootouts, your extra times, because that will make you a better player going forwards. If you look at the road to glory here as we get our Jonas there, I have progressed every single week. I've got more wins week on week on week, which is fantastic. I got Gold 2 week 1, I got Gold 3 the next 3 weeks, and I got Elite 1 the last weekend. This week, I've actually had a bad start. I don't think I'm going to be able to get into Elite this week, but I've progressed a lot, and that's because I've taken the losses and learned from my mistakes. But anyway, guys, this is pretty much the end of the video. We get Jonas. You've already seen me use him in some games. You knew I got him. You just didn't know how and how much it cost. But there you go. We do get ourselves the SBC Jonas, and his card looks great. I think I'm going to play him at centre midfield or at cam if ever I have that formation. And then last but not least, to end this video off, the pack that we got for completing the squad builder, the final club, was a 2 rare gold players pack. Did we get anyone good in it? Did we? Hell. This, guys, is going to be the end of the video. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time. I'm out. Peace.